everyone. Let's talk about the Sixers and Tyrese Maxey, because Tyrese Maxey has been on an absolute tear. I mean, the guy's shooting like 80% in the first two preseason games. Guy's averaging 20 points in 15 minutes of play. I mean, last game against Cleveland, he put up 21 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists in 15 minutes, was 9 of 11 from the field goal, and was 3 of 3 from three-point land. I mean, the kid is incredible and is a real X factor, in my opinion, for this team. He is going to be a huge reason for this team's success. I think he is a real standout. Now, look, Embiid and Harden, they're the faces. They're going to get the shine and the attention and stuff like that because they're the big superstars, the big names. But look, Maxey is coming into his own. He is really starting to step up into just this arguably second option scoring wise. And you've heard Doc Rivers talk about and even just talk to James Harden about how, like, hey, I want you to be Magic-esque, be the facilitator, pick and choose your spots, because he's just such a great scorer, things like that. But having Tyrese Maxey be just such an elite scorer from what we've seen, granted, we'll see how it translates in a regular season, but he has been this guy for some time. Like, this isn't necessarily anything new. It's just, he's just looks really good right now. And if he can translate that into the regular season in 82 games, the Sixers are scary. Because look, I mean, James Harden and Joel Embiid alone are enough to be arguably a contender, right? You add a third guy to this level that's able to knock it down from anywhere on the court and just create his own shot and just go get a bucket, that is huge. Defensively, I'm a little concerned, I'm not going to lie, because, I mean, James Harden has never been known for his defense. Maxey is not really a great defender, and that puts a lot of pressure on Embiid, although Embiid is just the monster, right? I mean, he's an MVP level type player, guy that won a scoring title, a guy that, can just do everything on both sides of the ball. Although LeBron won the scoring title, but he didn't qualify for the game. So, nonetheless, just had to throw that in there. And James Harden, look, James Harden is James Harden. But the big concern with James Harden is, what will we see come playoff time? Because as great as James Harden is, the playoff history is not in his favor, right? He just doesn't really show up, and that's a real concern. I mean, James Harden could put up 40, 20, and 20 every single game, play all 82 games. And the question, greatest season in NBA history. Wow, James Harden, this, that, and the other. And come playoff time, the big question is still going to be like, okay, that was great. Now, can you do that in the playoffs? And look, James Harden says that a lot of it was because he was overweight, recovering from injury. He just wasn't in the right spot. And so maybe, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He said he lost a bunch of weight, and he's kind of back, and we're going to see a new and improved James Harden. And so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, because this team is a legit contender. This team is incredible front to back. They have the depth. They have guys that can contribute defensively. They do have a lot of great defensive guys, but the main core guys is my concern, especially these two. But nonetheless, if they are even serviceable defensively, they're not going to have a problem scoring at all. And to have James Harden kind of play more of like that point guard role, distributing role, I think would be hugely beneficial. He's so good, he can go get you a bucket whenever he wants. So it's not like he's not going to score. But if he can go and just get you 15 assists a game and just, go get you 20 points just throughout the course of the game by picking and choosing his spots, getting to the basket. He's going to shoot 30 free throws a game, so he's going to get his 20 points just in free throws. So he's fine, right? This team's going to draw a lot of fouls. He's going to be at the free throw line a lot with Embiid and James Harden and Maxey. He's a guy that can generate fouls and stuff. So the team's going to be probably the highest, free throw shooting team in the league, or up there. And I just think with these three, Philly is in such a great spot. They really are. I mean, this is a legit big three from what we've seen. Again, it's preseason. I don't want to be too high on the highs. I don't want to be too low on the lows. But it's hard to just deny how good Maxey looks. He's really coming into his own. It's not even that, because, I mean, the guy's put up 20 points and stuff like that before. That's not my point. What I'm saying is, like, it's just the way he's going about, the confidence, the fluidity. Like, the way that he's moving out there. It looks like a guy he's just figured it out, right? And this is a team that's rather deep, right? I mean, you have, obviously, again, the big three. They got P.J. Tucker this season. They got Melton. They still have guys like Tobias Harris. They went and got Montrezl Harrell, who could be a nice contributing factor to them. Daniel House was their other signing, sort of a 3-and-D guy. He's not really the greatest D, but he gets hot time and time again. They still have Thibault, what is it, Kormaz? He's another guy that's really shown some promise. Shake Milton is another name that comes to mind. I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but nonetheless, you get the point. Like, this team is deep. This team has all the potential in the world. This team can attack you at many points of attack, and I believe that they have a legit big three. Because there's always that like, okay, yeah, like this. What is the threes, right? You see all the teams like, and all just media and everyone in general. You try to categorize it in threes because it is important. Not saying it has to be LeBron, Wade, and Bosh big three. Like that's like a super three, but the reason big threes are usually a big component in the NBA is because usually you have at least your two main guys, and then you have that consistent third guy. And who is that consistent third guy? And I believe Tyrese Maxey is that consistent third guy. But I think he's good enough from what we've seen to be that second guy if James Harden kind of takes a step back. You kind of have James Harden, let the young buck be your scorer. Just go out. All we need you to do is just be a bucket. Go get a bucket. That's it. Go get us 20 to 25 a game in and game out. Embiid's going to get his, 30 points a game. Harden come in, trickle in 20 a game, stuff like that. I mean, this team, again, they're not going to have trouble scoring. Just between the Harden, Maxey, and Embiid, you got like 70, 80 points a game if you need be. Even more if you really needed it to. I mean, so you're there. You just need the rest of the guys to kind of come in and trickle in a couple points. So I think this team is going to be up there as far as like scoring wise. I think they're going to probably be one of the better offensive teams in the league. I'm curious to see the type of sets that they run. And are they going to be so James Harden dependent? Like, because that's a big thing too. Like, if Harden goes down, does this team just fall apart? Stuff like that. Like, that's a big concern I have. So there are concerns with the Sixers. Like, I'm not saying like, lock them in. That's it. They're your champions. But I do think that they have a ton of potential. I think these two in the backcourt going to be a really great dynamic backcourt because you got two guys that can score and attack you in many different ways and in many different directions and really kind of put pressure on the defense. Like, imagine having to guard these two guys. That's going to be tough. And then you also have to guard Embiid. So now you can't double Embiid anymore because you have James Harden and you have Maxey who both can just light it up and stick it to you if you go double them and take you off the dribble and get to the basket and draw fouls and knock down the three ball. And it's just so many points of attack. And I really think the 76ers, look, I think this is the best team that they've had as far as like, contenders. I think, James Harden is an upgrade over Ben Simmons, no doubt. And then now you starting to see Maxey kind of come into his own and be that guy. And again, like I said, I want to make clear, like it's not nothing new. I mean, I know there's going to be some people that go, he's been doing this for a long time. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, but there's a difference in the type of play that he's playing. If you watch him play now, he's just so much more confident, so much more smooth. He just looks like a guy that's got it figured out. It's the way that he's scoring. It's not that he's scoring. There's lots of guys that can score 20 points a game, but it doesn't mean that they're effective and efficient and confident and able to really do things, but he does. He's looking like a guy that is really coming into his own, that really is going to be an impact player for Philly. And I really think that this team has potential to be very scary. I still have a little concerns, especially James Harden, but I do think Maxey really kind of makes up for that because it takes so much pressure off of Harden come playoff time. Because now you don't really need Harden to go and give you 30 a night in the playoffs. You just, because you got Maxey who's not afraid of the moment. You got Maxey who will step up and go. He could be your 30-point scorer, and James Harden could kind of just get you points here and there, which is huge. That's what you need. You need guys around James Harden. I mean, if James Harden shows up, great. But if he doesn't, you don't have to panic. It's not panic mode. It's not like all the other teams he was on in the past. And that was kind of the hope with the Nets. Was that like, look, you got Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. James Harden doesn't have to be the guy in the playoffs. He doesn't even have to score in the playoffs. He can just facilitate and all those things. Well, now that's kind of what you got going on here with Philly. And I really think that this is a team. This is a real team and a real threat. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think of the 76ers? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Do you think that they have a shot? Do you think that they're a lock? Do you think that they're not? Do you have the same concerns I have, on the defensive end, and then just come playoff time, are they going to be able to stop people? And, come playoff time, what are you going to get? Are these guys going to be able to step up? Is Harden going to be able to play the way that we know he can play, stuff like that? In general, how do you feel? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between. And then, of course, Tyrese Maxey. What are your thoughts on him? Do you think, this is a guy that's coming into his own? It's really going to change the course. However you feel, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know down in the comment section below. Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.